Welcome to the Yellow Belt Class 4. Let's begin. Escape. Right. Yo. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you again for this opportunity that we have to train in Christian karate. Lord, I pray for continual safety and wisdom as we train, Lord. Help us to remember the techniques. And Lord, help us to glorify you in all of our actions. In Jesus' name, amen. Now at this point, hopefully you've gone through classes 1, 2, and 3, and that you feel comfortable with those. Each class is going to be building on the previous information, so make sure that you feel comfortable with those classes before moving on to class 4. Let's begin by quoting the character quality. Endurance versus giving up. The inward strength to withstand stress to accomplish God's best. For you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. James 1, 3-4. Let's warm up. Tomo jacks, begin. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, hey, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, up down, ich, ni, san, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, side to side, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, forward and back, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, arm rotations forward, small, ni, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, reverse, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, big ones forward, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, reverse, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, over and under, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju. Come here, swing backs, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, twist the ball of your foot, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, stretch to your side, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, twist punch, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, torso rotations, ich, ni, san, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, Gu, Ju, other direction, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, to the side, high block, reverse punch, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, other direction, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju. Legs apart, stretch up, breathe in, breathe out, down, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, to the side, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, other direction, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, ankle rotations, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, other direction, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, hip rotations, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, other direction, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, side to side, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, front kick stretch, low level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, mid-level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, switch, low level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, mid-level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, side, low level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, Hutch, Gu, Ju, mid-level, Ich, Ni, Son, Shi, Go, Ruk, Sich, hutch, gu, ju. Other side. Low level, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Mid level, ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Knee rotations. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Other direction. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. In and out. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Calf stretch. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Mountain climbers. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. And yummy. Squat kicks. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Push-ups. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Front snap kick. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, switch. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, roundhouse kick, lead leg. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey, switch. Ich, ni, son, she, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju. Hey. Balance drill. Right leg up. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju to the side. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju back. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, roundhouse forward. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, and relax. Other leg up. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju to the side. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, back. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, roundhouse forward. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hutch, gu, ju, and relax. Combination 7 introduces a new element to where you're going to do 2 blocks with the same arm. So let's go ahead and step through combination number 7. It is a low block and then the same arm high block with a reverse punch. Watch as I do this slowly. Ich, low block, straight into a high block. Reverse punch. Turn, low block. Now at this point you notice my hips are in the open position because I'm doing this block, getting ready for a reverse punch. And I want to keep them there, okay? I don't want to have any change really in the lower body portion. From here, I will bring it straight up and do a high block. And there's nothing to do really with the lower part other than the tension that we've talked about in the past. So I do the low block and I relax and I'm moving up here and I should tighten at this point, but the hips still remain in this open position. From here, reverse punch, hips in the closed position. Turn, low block, high block, reverse punch. Turn, low block, high block, reverse punch. Turn, low block, high block, reverse punch. And yame. Let's step through this a few times together slowly. Ich, ni, son. 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 And yame. Again. Ich, ni, son. 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 Yame. Let's go ahead and do 1 count per side, kind of a medium speed. Ich, Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Okay. One more time. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Yummy. Excellent. Go ahead and spend time practicing this technique to where you feel comfortable doing 2 blocks with one arm. In combination 8, we introduce a new concept where we can do a block instead of with a closed fist, we can do it with an open hand. Now in the future, there's a lot of variations that we want to be able to do with our blocks. We don't always want to do a block just in a certain way every time, because depending on the setting and the application that we need, it might need to be open hand, it might need to be turned, it might need to be here, it might need to be here. And we will learn all of those variations in the future. But this application here, number 8, introduces the open hand high block. Now the open hand high block is the same as far as the movements are concerned and how it finishes, just with an open hand. And the idea is we're going to be blocking here against the hand instead of here on the arm. So watch as I do this here. This combination is a low block, open hand high block. So from here, we're going to open up our hand and just go straight into that high block. And then we're going to step forward and do a high block. And the application for this is that I'm blocking low, I'm blocking head level, usually a punch. I'll grab the arm, step forward, and I'll be able to do a block here, a strike, or a break. So watch as I do the low block, open hand high block, stepping forward high block in the 5 principles slowly. Low block, open hand high block, step forward, high block, turn, low block, open hand, 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 high block. Okay. Let's go ahead and practice this together. I'll do 1 count per move slowly. Ich, ni, san. 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 All right. Let's do that again. Ich, ni, san. 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 And yame. Let's practice this together. 1 count per side, medium speed. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, Again. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. And yame. Excellent. So as you practice your blocks in the future, always be thinking about, can I do this open hand? And how would that work? What part would I be hitting? Could I do a grab? We will be talking in future lessons as far as the details of the grab and the open hand. But I just wanted to give you an introduction to this idea and this concept so we can prepare for the next kata of Henshodan. Let's work some more on combination number 3, the high block stepping punch. And what we're going to do, similar to the last 2 combinations that we did, where we speed it up a little bit, we're going to try to make that a little bit faster in between. Now on this one we do have a stepping punch, so it will take more time. But what we want to do is make sure that when we do our block, that we finish our technique, our stance, before we step forward. But we want that space in between that block and stepping forward to, over the course of time, start shrinking to where we do the block straight into the punch, because we're aiming towards the punch is our goal. So let's practice this a few times, and I'll do 1 count per side. We're going to shrink that space in between that block and that punch. So here we go. High block, stepping punch, 1 count per side. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Yame. Let's do this again. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Yame. And one more time. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. And yame. Let's practice combination number 4 at a medium tempo. This is the low block stepping punch. Again, all of the same things that we just did in the high block stepping punch will be the same in the low block stepping punch as far as the timing that we're shooting for. Let's go through this a few times together. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Yame. Again. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Okay. One more time together. Ich. Ni. Son. Shi. Go. Hey. Yame. Excellent. Now in these videos, we only go through these combinations 2 or 3 or 4 times. But I would encourage you, after you're done here, pause, go through that sequence many times as your time will allow, because we need to be spending more than just 3 times through a technique to make it effective. So spend as much time as you can and pause, rewind, go through it as often as you need to where you feel comfortable with this before moving on to the next level. Now we're going to go ahead and go into the idea of bag workout. Now, for some of you, this might be challenging as you might not own a heavy bag. I would encourage you, though, if there's any way possible to get a heavy bag at your house, that would be ideal. There are a lot of variations that you can do. There's smaller bags that you can hang in doorways. There's ones that you can mount on walls. Anything that you can do to have a bag or a target at your house will be beneficial. Now, because we train all of our techniques in the air often, what we want to do is we want to be able to take that and apply it to a bag. Or as we do blocks, we want to apply that to a partner. That's why we have a partner for the 5-step sparring and the 1-step sparring. But we want to have something that we can actually physically hit so that we can see how our body responds to that pressure. Now, when we start off hitting a bag, what we need to do in the beginning always is to hit it softly. Because things that you're going to find is that as you punch a bag, if your wrists are in a slightly wrong position and you hit it hard, you can cause injury. Okay? Also, you'll notice that when hitting things, it needs to build up some calluses and build up some strength in your arms. So always start off easy. Now we're going to go ahead and start off on punching the bag. When we do punch the bag, we want to make sure that we're hitting with just these 2 front knuckles. We want to make sure that we're not hitting with the back 3. If we do hit with the back 3, notice how my wrist is at an angle. If I hit with the back 3 hard, I'll probably hurt my wrist. So I want to make sure that when I hit, I'm hitting with the front 2 only. Making sure my shoulder's back. Now when we start off, make sure we have the right distance. And we're going to start off gently. Watch how I do this. Just really soft, really soft. And you want to do this many times and feel what it does to your body. As I hit, ideally, we want to make sure that I grip the floor. I'm tight everywhere. Okay? And see what it does when you hit softly. And you want it to be where all of the energy goes that direction. So I'm going to hit softly many times until I feel comfortable with this. As I'm doing this, I should be thinking about making sure my shoulder's back, making sure I twist at the last moment. We never want to sacrifice technique for just hitting the bag. So make sure all of the technique pieces that we have been working on this punch are there. So hit it nice and easy. Now over the course of time, hitting it nice and easy, try this for 10, 20, 30, 50 times and see how you feel. Some of you, depending on maybe your career, if you lift heavy objects often, or if you don't, you're going to notice that hitting it 50 times might be very easy and it didn't do anything to you. Whereas other people, maybe who don't lift heavy objects, you might hit it softly 50 times and you might feel some strain and things. And you might go, that was quite a bit. So that will help you gauge for your next time training. If you need to go 20 times next time, you can do that. Or if you did 50 times and you felt pretty comfortable, go ahead and increase the intensity up a little bit every time to where you feel that you can go ahead and give it a good punch. Ideally, we want to get to where we can punch it at about 80% 50 times. Okay? And that's going to take some time for you to move up to. We want to get to where our punches look like this. And we can do that for a long period of time. Okay? So after you do the soft punches, we want to move up just a little bit. And if you have a hanging bag that swings, it's really good as an indicator if the power is going away. Watch what happens when I punch correctly. And even if I'm punching correctly at a low strength, the bag does move away. Okay, that energy is being transferred over to the bag. If I do it incorrectly and I absorb the shock, maybe with my shoulder or with my hand. Watch what the bag does. You can see if my wrists turn, okay? That means that it's not absorbing the shock. That's why the heavy bag is a great training tool for you, because it will give you immediate results back on how good your technique is. So watch here as I do some medium speed and power. Okay, so that's a good introduction into the heavy bag. Hopefully, you will be able to get a heavy bag, put it up, and use it often. The more you can use it, the better and faster your technique will be refined. Because as I was practicing this punch here, if I was punching it without the heavy bag, I could be doing something slightly wrong, and I wouldn't notice it as fast. Over the course of time with an instructor or watching myself in the mirror, I might slowly correct those things. And so it could take a long time. However, as soon as I'm on this heavy bag, if I have some technique that's incorrect, it will tell me right away. I'll have immediate feedback. So do what you can to get a heavy bag. And if it just needs to be something hanging in your doorway, you have a pillowcase, stuff it full of things, something against a wall, make something out in your yard, in your garage, in your living room, whatever you need to do to make it to where you can hit something. I would encourage you to do that as quickly as you can, and then take time and hit that bag as often as you can. Now we're going to go over a new segment, which is called the kata. The kata is a form. It's a series of moves, of sequences that are laid out in fighting sequences that represent a fighting sequence in each direction, multiple people at one time. And what this does is it allows you to train in a setting and visualize opponents if you don't actually have an opponent with you. If you don't have a partner where you can train with all of the time, which most of us do not, you can train in the kata, and the kata will allow you to train these fighting sequences. Now, the first kata that you're going to learn is Taikyoku Shodan. And this kata is more of a preparatory kata. It's just getting you ready for advanced katas. In Taikyoku Shodan, you're mainly going to be learning the sequence of moves and where your feet go and things of that sort. This is also known as the eye position. If you look from the top view down, the direction that you move kind of creates an eye. This form here will help you get ready for the later katas. So one of the things that you'll see in this kata is it's a very simple as far as the upper body goes. All we have is a low block and a stepping punch. So don't get discouraged by learning your first kata and thinking, this is kind of basic. Basic is okay at this point. At this point, you're still working on your stance, working on turning, working on hip rotation. All of those things up to this point, you will hopefully apply to this form. And as you learn this form and you get it down well, then things will start getting more advanced and challenging. So make sure that you get this form down really well. Don't rush through this. This is the foundation for all of the katas in the future. So make sure you have it down well. Make sure that you move well before moving on to the other katas, and you'll be glad that you did, because you'll be done with the foundation points and you can concentrate on the other elements. So next we're going to go ahead and watch the kata Taikyoku Shodan, and then we will break it down into the individual segments. Over the course of your karate training, you're going to learn many turns as far as how to be able to get to a certain spot without tripping over yourself. And in the beginning, we've done simple turns in the 5 principles, but there are times in the future where we might need to get over to this direction and we have to do a more complicated turn, and we will be learning those in the future as we need them for the katas. And we're going to be working on one now that is required for the first kata, Taikyoku Shodan. So let's learn and practice this turn. Let me show you what it's going to look like. We're going to have our right foot forward And in the kata, we're going to have a punch. To begin with, we're just going to have our hands on our hips. And what we want to do is we want to end up looking this direction. Now, I have my right foot forward. It would be kind of awkward to pull it back to try to reposition. And so there is a simple turn that is done to be able to get to where I can go that direction. And here's what it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and learn this turn and then practice it. So go ahead and start by putting your right foot forward. Now remember, whenever we do turns, we want to make sure that we keep our center of gravity low, our body straight up and down, that we're not twisting around. We want to take our back foot and end up all the way in front of us over there. And we want to do this and bring it in one straight line. So I'm going to bring this foot up to this foot. I'm looking to the right. And then I'm going to continue on that line. As I turn here, now I'm looking this direction and twist into a front stance. Let's do this together. Look to the right, hands on your hips, foot comes through, and turn. Let's try that again. Right foot forward, look to the right, foot comes through, turn, back, turn into the front stance. Let's do this again. Look to the right, turn. Now from here, what we can do is take our right foot and simply step to the right into a front stance. Now from here, we can practice this turn again, ending up facing to the right. So looking to the right, turn, twist through, and turn. Now look to the right again, step forward. Now we're ended up back to where we started. So this is just a little drill that you can do as far as being able to practice this turn before we get onto the kata. Let's do this a few more times. Look to the right, turn, step forward, look to the right, turn, step forward, look to the right, turn, step forward, look to the right, and turn, and step forward. Now may relax for a second. One thing that will help with this is if you actually go a little faster. As we go slow, just to understand where the feet go, sometimes it's harder to get that center of gravity. And ideally, what you'll be doing is one straight fluid motion. Turn here. Let's practice this with a low block. Go ahead and step forward with your right leg and low block with your right arm. Look to the right and turn, low block. Now step, low block. Look to the right, turn, low block. Step forward. One more time. Turn, low block. Block. Turn, low block. And low block. Now, man, I would encourage you to go ahead and practice this sequence several times and get comfortable with it to where you feel natural with that turn there. And then once you do, we'll go ahead and work on Taikyoku Shodan. Taikyoku Shodan, endurance. Look to the left, low block, stepping punch. Turn back, low block, stepping punch. Look to the left, low block, step forward punch, step forward punch, step forward punch, kia. Hey! Look to the right, turn, low block, step forward punch, turn back, low block, Step forward punch. Turn to the left, low block. Step forward punch. Step forward punch. Step forward punch, kia. Hey! Look to the right. Turn, low block. Step forward punch. Turn back, low block. Step forward punch. Yame, still looking to the right. Now look forward. Q escape. Great. And yoi. Go ahead and practice Taikyoku Shodan about that speed, nice and slow, several times this week. Get to where you can do that and feel comfortable with it. And then once you feel comfortable, we'll move on to another lesson as far as applying some speed and power and learning the tempo of that kata. So practice hard and get that Taikyoku Shodan down well. Let's review the front snap kick. Start by putting your hands up. Let's remember we're going to go up, out, back, and down, kicking with the ball of our foot. Let's go a slow or medium speed. Start with your right foot. Ich, ni, son, shi, go, rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, kia, hai. Let's continue on. Now, remember, as we kick, we want to have the foot that's on the ground. We want it to be solid. So don't bring it up on the toe or rock it around. Make sure that it's firmly planted on the floor. Here we go. Ich, ni, son, shi, go. Remember, up, out, back, down. Rook, sich, hach, gu, ju, kia, hey. Excellent. Now in your mind, hopefully you've been thinking 1, 2, 3, 4 as you do this kick. Now eventually, over the course of time, you want to be thinking, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you want to be thinking 1. But that's down the road. So in the beginning, make sure that you're thinking about the steps that you're doing. And what I want to do now is move, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, hopefully you've got that down and it feels pretty comfortable. We want to go to a 2 count. Now on this 2 count, what we want to do is we want to concentrate on withdrawing the foot back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up, out, and back. And that's going to count as 1 in our mind. And then down will be 2. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I would think in my mind, 1, 2. Other foot, 1, 2. Okay, so that's kind of the progression that we're working towards to get to where it's a one fluid motion. So let's practice this now, and I'll go ahead and count 2 counts per leg, and you can get that idea of kicking out there and bringing it back, and then there'll be the pause for the number 2. Start with your right leg. We'll go a medium tempo. Ich, knee, other leg. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Let's continue. You can see the side view. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Excellent. Now as you train this front snap kick this next week, keep in mind as far as the 1, 2 feel in your mind, but don't neglect the 4-part motion. So make sure that's still there, but in your mind I want you to be thinking ich and then knee. Let's go ahead and practice that this week. I want to look at some details of the end of the high block. Now, in the beginning, as we're learning the high block, you're learning the full range of motion all the way from here to here, all the way into the chamber, working on the twisting here and the contraction. Now, as you progress, you're not necessarily going to do the full range of motion when you move to a fighting position. When we are fighting someone and in a sparring match or practice, our hands are in this position here, and we're not going to go all the way to the chamber and do full range of motion. The idea is that you learn the full range of motion, you understand how each element works and the purpose, so that when you're in a fighting position here and I need to block, my high block will come straight from here. So watch this here as I'm in a fighting position and I need to do high block with this lead arm. All I will simply do is go from here and block. Block. And so that's the motion later on when we are actually doing a fighting sequence. Now it's important that you understand though the body dynamics, because as we bring this arm back and as we do this full range of motion, there's certain things that our muscles are doing, tension that's happening. Some muscles are contracting, some muscles are expanding and loosening, and you need to be able to understand what those are so that when we shrink down the motion to here, those things still happen in my body. I still have the tension in the right spots. I'm still turning at the last moment. I'm still blocking at the last moment and tightening my body. So those things need to happen. But just realize that this motion here is practice. And it's getting our body used to that motion. So let's do a drill that will get us prepared for the future in understanding really what we're looking for is we want to have as minimal motion later on, but still have that block be effective. So let's start with our hands in the chamber and have your right arm up in the high block position. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms just like we were earlier in the high block, but just be really relaxed at this point. I don't want any tension in your body, no tightness in the shoulder or arms or the legs. Just really relaxed to this point right here. Now at this point right here, I want you to finish the technique strongly and tighten and hold it there for just a second. So let's do this. Ready? Each and relax, and then come back to this position. And then again, knee, block, relax. Okay, remember this hand will twist in here. Again, son, twist, and relax. She, and relax. And when we're doing this, everything should be tight. Tightening the hips, tightening the legs, tightening the feet, abs, shoulders, everything for that brief moment, and then relax. Go! And relax. Rook! And relax. Siege! Hutch! Goo! Juke, yeah. Relax. Switch arms. Get that other arm ready. Should be relaxed right now. Everything feels relaxed. Each. Relax. Knee. And relax. Son. She. Go. Rook. Siege. Hutch. Goo. Juke, yeah. Hey. And relax. Shake out a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and go through the full range of motion. And what I want you to do is have that same feeling happen. So as we're coming down, this should all be relaxed, smooth, easy. And then when you get to this point, then you apply the tension and then you relax. So keeping it fluid and relaxed the whole time until the end. Start with your right arm up. Here we go. We're going to go medium speed for the relaxed part. And then full speed for the tension part. Watch how this will look when I do this. Okay, let's do this together. Have your right arm up. Ich. Knee. Tighten. Son. And then make sure you relax at the end. Shi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Gu. Jukya. Hi. Now let's put this together with a stance. Right leg back. Let's do a high block with our left arm. We're going to step forward doing the same thing. Relax until the end and then tighten at the end. Ich. Knee. Son. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Gu. Jukya. Hey. Switch legs. Ich. Knee. Son. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Gu. Jukya. Hey. And yame. We're now going to go into an exciting aspect of the kata, and that is practicing the kata application. As you learned in Taikyoku Shodan, a kata is a group of fighting sequences that simulate a fighting experience. And you notice that we had some fights over to one side, some fights over to another side, and some fights over to another side. And what we want to do when we practice the applications is practice each one of those sequences against an opponent. Now, one of the exciting things is in the future katas, there's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of different techniques, a lot of neat things to try on an opponent, and there is usually more than one application per segment. So if you're going to one side, there's usually a basic application, and then a more advanced application, and even more advanced applications beyond that. So this is a really fun thing to study in the applications and practicing them. We're going to go ahead and go over the first one in Taikyoku Shodan. Now, as you saw in Taikyoku Shodan, it's not really advanced. There's a lot of the same things going on in multiple directions. Taikyoku Shodan is more just an introduction form to help you to move around in multiple directions. So the applications in Taikyoku Shodan aren't as vast as other katas. So if we're doing the low block punch on this side, we can practice the same thing on both sides. So let's look at the first one. The first movement is a low block stepping punch. Now, make sure that you have good protective gear on, and especially make sure you have shin pads on. As we do low blocks to kicks, it might hurt your arm or your leg if you don't have shin pads, so make sure you have those on. First, we're going to start off bowing to our partner. Great. Now, at this point, I'm going to be the person that is going to be stepping through the kata. This person over here is going to be the one that is going to be doing the attacking. On the first one, the attacker is going to go ahead and do a front snap kick and then step back. So go ahead and watch what this person is going to do. He's going to step back, low block, and all he's going to do is do a front snap kick, Go ahead and kick and step back. Okay, that's all that person is going to do. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to step through that kata in my mind. I'm going to be doing a low block, stepping punch, and watch to see how this works. We'll go and do this slowly, and I'll spell it out as we do it. So I'm going to look. He's going to kick, low block, stepping punch. And back. Look. Low block, stepping punch. And back. Now, over the course of time, what I'm trying to do is work on my distancing, my timing, and my speed. What I want to do is I want this to become towards one fluid motion. So watch as I do it a little bit faster now. That's what we're shooting towards whenever we do application. But to begin with, you need to make sure that you understand the motion, the distance, and the timing. So if you have your partner with you, let's go ahead and step through this a few times. So one person will be facing forward, one person will be off to the left, as in the first kata. Low block, they're going to be kicking. So go ahead and look, step, low block, and step forward, punch. And yame. Again, low block, step forward, punch. Yame. One more time, slow. Look, low block, step forward, punch. And yame. Now that you have the basic idea down, this is how it will look when it's counted. Go ahead and get into a low block. Ich. Hey! Yame. Ni. Hey! Yame. Son. Hey! And yame. Escape. Three. Excellent. Go ahead and practice that first sequence several times to where you get comfortable with fighting against somebody else. Take a look in the Yellow Belt book. There is a lot of combinations, a lot of applications in there for the katas. But remember that that list does not include all of them. Over the course of time, you'll learn more and more things, and things that you think might just be a turn and a low block, as you'll see in the book, could also be a throw and a grab and to the ground. So I would encourage you to take a look at the book and practice those applications and really enjoy the whole process of looking at the applications for katas, because this is something that you will enjoy for a long time to come in all of the advanced katas as well. This is the end of class 4. Go ahead and take some time and do a personal cool down. Spend some time thinking about the concepts and ideas that we just did over the last class, and make some time this week to be able to practice those. Escape. Right. Yo.